right, we're gonna do something a little different. I know we definitely are gonna max out the poodle, um, and it is filling up. But we got 14 more entries. We're gonna get that done next couple of days for sure. Um, but we're gonna deviate from our path a little bit here, and we're gonna do a Frenchie. So this is single entry, 2,808 folks, 50K prize pool, 10K to first. Single entry, I like it. I like it. The stakes are high. Get it right. We're hoping for top five picks. So 10K to first, 5K to second, 3K to third, so on. Um, yeah. All right. Let's jump in. We're loaded in. We did get the nine spot. It's not, I mean, honestly, I do think you want a top five pick. It's not the worst spot, though. You know, the reality is you have some top tier assets this year. These top five assets are pretty undeniable. I guess you could do three through five, however you feel it. But you know, we're still going to be looking at a premier player down here who has a good shot of being a top three guy at their position. So from the nine, um, it is possible to go running back, running back. I don't mind going running back, but if we can get a Lamb or a Jefferson, or if we get really lucky and an Amon Ra falls that far, we'll do that. So try to use our draft theory optimal vibes to get a good team because this is single entry. So, unlike some of the other tournaments that are unlimited entry or capped entry, this is one shot against 2,800 players. So, okay. So, I've said it before, it's hard to evaluate Jefferson this year. I mean, he's definitely gonna do better, right? I think I hear this term positive regression. That doesn't make any sense. Like, no, he will move forward or however you want to say it, but he's not gonna regress positively. Okay, I'm gonna take CD Lamb over Jefferson. I believe in this offense a little bit more overall, and I'm happy to get uh a CD Lamb caliber player here. So in the turnaround, we will pick up a running back. Take your pick. I am diehard Buffalo Bills, so I'd love if a Cook fell that far, but he won't. I mean, this is probably Genty, Cook, Achan, Genty, Achan, and here Barkley goes in front of Jefferson. That's an interesting. That's a shoot your shot pick. Jefferson's a gift to the 11 player for sure because he'll still get a great running back through here, right? Genty, Achan, Hampton. Um, I'm hoping Chase Brown falls. I like him a lot out of this group. I think just he's just got a really high ceiling this year. We saw what he did at the end of last season with a healthy Joe Burrow. Um, we're gonna bet Burrow stays healthy this year. London at the 13. All right, so the 12 spot just came in here shooting shots. Just shooting a shot. I like it. I like it. We got some weirdness on the back end of the board. That's great. This went directly to plan, and then I guess McCaffrey jumping to that. Okay, so we get our choice between Achan, Brown, and Hampton. I didn't think we'd have Achan here. I think I'm still gonna take Chase Brown. If we're all shooting our shot here, maybe that's insane. I have a little more faith. I think there's a higher likelihood that Chase Brown gets closer to his ceiling than Achan gets to his, and we've seen Achan's ceiling be higher than Chase Brown, right? But um, you know, what do I know? Maybe he's going to be great this year. McCaffrey, Achan. This is a heck of a start right here. And Taylor Walker. So I like at the back end of the board. I do like going wide receiver, running back because it just lets you maneuver your third and fourth round picks a little more, with a little more flexibility. If you don't like, for example, if you go double running back, you can grab like a Javante Williams or a Kyron Williams if he falls that far at the 33. The only problem is at that point, then your first receiver off the board looks like, you know, I don't know who's down there, Burden or Buka or one of those guys. and in here. So and maybe you get lucky and you're staring at like a Tet, and I guess that's not terrible as a one, but I just there's such a huge difference between the guys at the top of the range as an anchor wide receiver and then starting your room, which we've got, if you've watched any of my other drafts, we've got rooms like that where we went robust RB. I prefer the balanced approach here. I think in the middle of the board, it is appropriate to get double RB if you get these falls, right? This is appropriate to do. But then you're going to have first dibs in the third round on what receivers they want. And there's still going to be names like Olave, Neighbors, Higgins that are even a tier above the other guys you're getting down here. Like, in my opinion, Ted, definitely Garrett Wilson. You guys know I don't draft Jets. Ameta Ibuka. And it's not that I don't draft Jets. I just don't really ever draft Jets players because their offense is horrendous. It doesn't even. It's all right. So robust RB out of the six here. Like that's a heck of a backfield. This guy doesn't have to touch RB until the end of the draft, or he can go one more in the next few rounds and just never touch it again the rest of the draft. So we're gonna get a really nice pick here. I may take Javante Williams. I'm actually very high on him this year. I think I say that in every video. But then we'll have Lamb and Williams, and we'll look to grab Prescott potentially. Williams does there. In that instance, I like Statabu, but we'll probably wheel him. Pretty high on Olave this year. If we go Higgins, we're going to be really incentivized to grab Burrow, and I don't want to pay Burrow money for quarterback where Burrow's going to go. I'd rather wait and get Prescott, and I don't want Burrow and Prescott. So, all right, on the turnaround, we're hoping to get Statabu. I actually am super high on Quinshon Judkins this year, so I know it seems insane with Jacobs and Montgomery and Henderson, but I'm not high on Henderson at all. And I think we saw what Judkins can do week in, week out when he's healthy, even in that really bad offense. And so if they're marginally better this year, then his ceiling is much higher than his draft capital. Now he may be his the draft capital you're getting him at may be appropriate um, for what the median is for his performance, like what the average would be. But I think his ceiling goes well beyond. So I think in a single entry, you've got to kind of consider that. I also like Cam Stadabo. I actually don't know if Cam's going to make it to us here, but if he does, I'm going to take him for sure. I mean, I was just talking about Judkins, but I didn't figure that Stadabo was going to wheel. Um, but we're going to take him here. I huge on him this year too. I think this guy is just going to get 70 yards and a touchdown pretty consistently. Like that's just or 45 yards and two touchdowns, right? I just think that's what you're going to see out of Stat. At this, I love our start. So I will be targeting Prescott. I'll also be targeting Shout. I think he's going to be a tremendous value this year, especially if he's our QB2. Then that'd be great. We're super balanced through four. I like our backfield. I mean, our backfield doesn't compare here, but we have Lamb and Olave, and this guy's starting his wide receiver room with Burden. So if you look at six, and you're kind of enchanted by the heavy hitters in his backfield. I am too. I'm a running back guy at heart. But then, which would you prefer here? I think I actually prefer our approach to starting this with because again, there's going to be some interesting sneaky RB value through here too. So ideally, we go another wide receiver and running back here at the 57 and 64, and then we're just super set up, right? I don't think Judkins makes it that far or Tootin. Price is a consideration on the turnaround coming back. If any of these guys make it on the way through, which I really don't think they will. Our buddy here needs a running back. He needs a running back. He needs a running back. These two don't. This is a maybe. So figure three more at least. So that will give us John Dawkins. I will take him. I will take him. Jackson, pair of flowers. Okay, cool. Um, The reason I liked CD Lamb is because Prescott's ADP is 80. So I mean, we'll have to overpay for him, right? But um, if we want him here, we way overpay for him. But if we say, it's okay, we get him right around ADP. When you're in this range taking Lamb, you're getting Prescott right where he goes. So if somebody else doesn't prioritize him, and if they're not the Lamb player, the Pickens player will take him. So you have to kind of pay attention to that. Um, so I don't know actually. Now that I think about that, the Pickens player is down here though. I don't know if that's really not his ADP range. That's you know kind of way below 10 picks early, right, or 10 picks late. So all right, Jawkins goes there. Yeah, that's a smart pick. Now this backfield is devastating too with Brown and Ibuka. I like this team a lot. Sitting beside us, Jawkins was the right pick. Um, so I don't want Bucky Irving. But I don't mind some of these receivers through here. Let's take Bashal Tootin. I think that's a great alternative. Jawkins almost made it to us. That would have been amazing. But then we'll turn around here and look to score a wide receiver. Yeah, I'm fine with any of these names up here. Brian Thomas, what a year he had last year. Oh my goodness. Brian Thomas and Justin Jefferson drafters last year were in it. Going through it. The quarterback value here is really insane too. Really, really insane. Again, we're gonna probably push for Prescott, but really good quarterback value coming back around in here. Hopefully some of our neighbors take advantage of that. Wow. James Cook and then just jamming wide receiver in the 12 spot. All right. Cook we trust. And Cook we do trust. I've had him in my redraft leagues, all of them, the last few years. And I was always willing to overpay for him, and the price always worked out at the end of the season. Do we get Colonel Tate here? Is that going to happen? I doubt it. Yeah, I guess it is. Phenomenal. All right, I think he's going to have a great season. That means we can look at Ward later. So if our gambit here to push Prescott all the way around the board and figure that the Pickens player isn't going to way overpay for him, then should be okay. And again, that's the other thing is that these quarterbacks, Burrow's still on the board, May, Williams, Hurts, like these guys all, Herbert arguably is equal with Prescott. So maybe somebody has a Chargers preference. So like we should get Prescott on the way back across, and then we can get Cam Ward late, and then just maybe look to pick up one of the last QBs. The one thing I will say is, and I think the draft I posted before this, or maybe two before this, when you take a premium tight end, right, that ends with Loveland basically, or I mean, I guess maybe Warren arguably, or when you take a premium quarterback, you can get away with drafting two. But what that really does for you is it opens that extra couple of slots to jam. Okay, so interesting, Jackson and Burrow with Flowers and Chase. I mean, that's heavy hitting for sure. His running back room is man. Brees Hall is your anchor RB is just like I don't. Ooh, that's a tough. But I mean, I see what he did here. Cool. All right, we're looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good for well, yeah. I mean, the Pickens player passes on Prescott. If we don't get him, it's totally okay. We can punt around again and pick up Shud on the way back, and then go ahead and grab whoever later. Doesn't matter. Depends on what you know receivers we pick up, but Sutton quarterback list at 4. Nakua, Brown, Williams, Jacobs, Montgomery. If Jacobs is playing, this is a good bit. This is a good team right here. And Pollard, 10. So between us, Hurts those there. This already has Daniels with McLaurin. Cool. Um, I don't think this guy wants. I think he wants Mayfield. I don't think he wants Prescott. So we're good. So we get Dak Prescott. We get our guy right at ADP. Literally right at ADP. It's perfect with Lamb. That's phenomenal. God, Williams almost made it to us. Juckins almost made it to us. If that happens, we probably wind up with a receiver here. So we're probably looking at Ibuka or McLaurin. But that maybe, and then maybe we're jamming Daniels this way. I don't know. I still I like getting Lamb and finding Prescott in this area. It just feels like the pieces coming together. So Ward and Shug are both on my watch list here, but we have plenty of runway, I think, before we have to decide on one of them. So we'll grab another positional player coming around here. Um, I like Dowdle a lot. I think if he's on the board, we're going to take him. Addison's fine. Well, did he just go? Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. So then Warren, cool. All right, yeah. The Cook player is now picking up running backs. Um, we can go either. We can do either here. Running back or wide receiver. So we'll just do highest. Maybe Addison makes it to us. I don't. I liked Harvey a little bit more than Monungai or Blake Corum, but candidly, when we get down here, I like Gainwell a little bit better, and maybe we can get Gainwell to come back around to us. All right, Reed goes. So we get R.J. Harvey or Addison or a naked Patrick Mahomes, and we could pick up. He's right here. Nah, I think we push for Cam Ward or Shug. We could actually, yeah. All right, we'll take Addison. Ah, yeah, I debated too long. These are 20-second timers, so we already have it. I'm fine with that. It doesn't matter. I was happy with either. It didn't make any difference. So because also I guess we could have gone. We actually never would have made it back to worthy though, so that's okay. This end of the board always picks up that Mahomes worthy, just little little sneaky stat here. It always happens down here, just as an ADP. They're right beside each other. So even if you forget that's a thing, like they're right beside each other in ADP, so you just know it's there. So we'll get one of our quarterbacks in the next round, and there's still going to be like probably like a Parasol or Pittman Jr. or Golden. Any of these guys is fine. I do like Gainwell. If we take Gainwell here, if he makes it back to us, then I think we're off. We're off running backs. Um, we may that may they may stop us at 5 with Brown, Statabu, Tootin, Harvey, and Gainwell. I think your backfield is solidified. Lamb, Olave, Tate. We've got Dak Prescott stacked with Lamb. We certainly are going to go 3 tight ends and just grab them all at the end. Um, Someone took Gainwell. Yeah, he wasn't making it back. That's his value is insane for what we've seen that he can do. His value is absolutely wild. This ninth round, he's just such a good name to be staring at when you're sifting through these players like, who am I going to draft? He's such a good one. Um, yeah, maybe we get Matthew Golden. I'm cool with that. I like Concepcion as well. That's fine. Again, the ADP's draft is telling me to take a running back, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to take one of the quarterbacks here either. Would any of them have stackability? I mean, not really. I think Golden's the pick, right? Yeah, Golden's the pick for sure. All right, QB wise, as we go turn around here, Jordan Love is still there. So again, if we wanted to, we could try to pick up Jordan Love on the turnaround, and then to pair with Watson, and then kick down the road and just say even if we don't get shoved, that's fine. We'll pick up Cam Ward late. That was a great dissertation for Love to go right after. I guess yeah, the Reed player took Love for sure. With Lawrence, that's pretty good. Okay, where are we on ADP with these guys? So ADP on Chug is 121, and we're going to be 10 picks past that or 10 picks before it. How about Cam Ward? Cam Ward is 139. 139, that's wild. That's wild. Where are we in relation to 139? We're not, yeah, we're right here. Interesting. So do I want to like reach down and grab Shard? Who am I passing on? White, Jones, Dog. No, I gotta take Concepcion here. If he's available. This time I take Concepcion. I think Tyler Shard is going to be phenomenal this year. I just don't want to reach this high when we still have Concepcion on the board and other players that are just really going to be better than considerably better. And I think we get Cam Ward, right? I think that the Tay player is typically the one who wants Cam Ward. So that's fine. And he's fine. And then we'll just pick up whoever at the end as a third. Uh, all right. So team, we've got Dak Prescott at quarterback, Chase Brown, Stadavu, Tootin, and Harvey in the backfield. Lamb stacked with Des Prescott, Olave, Tate, Golden, Concepcion, and we're gonna have to jam three tight ends here right at the end. Okay, so I guess the timeout on Harvey where we would have grabbed Addison, we would have been looking at like Jones or White though, so we would have been overpaying there. I guess I don't mind it at all. I just Harvey's whatever this year. I don't know. I think Dobbins is the guy, but can Dobbins stay healthy? I don't know. Who knows? Um, yeah, Shud might make it back to us. That would be great. If not, might be there. I don't love any of the running backs in here. Yeah, maybe on the way back. Oh, wait a minute. They only have one quarterback each, so maybe he doesn't. Somebody's just going to do a late run for like Jawan Jennings, just have that stacked. Yeah, this is a good team at five. I mean, and a lot of these teams look good. Um, I don't see anything absolutely nuts, which sometimes you see. Again, like Kirk London, like that. This guy just did what he wanted to do. Like this is what he wanted to do, and then he got Dart for neighbors later. That's great. Is he going after Penix? All right, Shard goes down here. All good. Where are we with Cam Ward? Cam Ward's 139, right? And we're going to be 129, 136. We should get Ward here. They have two quarterbacks. They only have one. They have one. Yeah. Who are we taking instead? Diggs, Hunter, Cooper. Nah, maybe I'm gonna reach up and just take him. I want to go ahead and grab him. If maybe maybe there's a world where he takes huge strides forward, but I don't need him every week to be awesome. I just need him some weeks to be awesome. So yeah, we're gonna reach up and grab him. That's what we're gonna do. We're ahead of schedule, but all to me, all of these guys here that we were looking at are the same as these guys here. Like I like Jonah Coleman, Pacheco, as much as I like Tyrone Tracy, maybe more. So might as well grab our quarterback there, and then we'll grab one of these guys: Woody Marks, yeah, maybe Juwan Jennings, Naylor, Coleman, Tucker. I actually think I only have four running backs, so we're probably gonna need six. So I actually like some of these names, these running back names through here for this value late. Okay, run at quarterback here. Everybody just picking up the last of the last. So we are probably going to want a third quarterback with this build. And I'm just trying to think if there's any stacks we could establish as I look at my pick coming around here. I think probably not. Probably not. Yeah, no, I don't see any. Okay, Kincaid and Tracy go off the board. I'm not huge on Mitchell. I guess Woody Marks, Pacheco, or Coleman. I mean, Coleman's what 152. Where are we going to be at on the way back here? 153. So we can maybe get Coleman there. So if we think we're going to get Coleman down there, um, who do I want? Stephen Diggs. Is he going to play this year? Yeah, let's take him. We don't know where he's going to play, but he if he does land in the right spot, he really has a good potential to be sneaking into our lineup in a few T weeks that he doesn't have a buy. Why? Because, all right, how did I do on buys? All right, different buys, great. Uh, all different buys, great. Um, mostly different buys, great. Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to be targeting um, Coleman, Charbonnet, Bigsby, Samson, one of these guys. I mean, I guess Woody Marks is okay, but and then we really will just be jamming late round tight ends. I'm gonna put kind of an asterisk down here on Gunnar Helm. I want him to stack with Cam Ward. All right. So yeah, I think we're supposed to grab a third quarterback. I don't have the fancy tools to tell me. Maybe I should get them, but yeah, I think we're supposed to. And wide receiver, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, right? All right, so we might be able to go with seven because we got some really good mid round value. Maybe we're supposed to have eight. We'll see how it falls. Because running backs, I think I definitely want six with. So yeah, so Coleman, I'm gonna take one of these guys through here so I can get one of the guys that I want. I don't want Algier. I don't want Spears. I don't want Robinson. Um, Bigsby, Sampson, Coleman. I like Sampson for the same reason that I like Quinshon Judkins, basically. All right, so Coleman goes there. Of these guys, maybe Charbonnet. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe Dylan Sampson's better. I don't know. It's all the same. Then we can grab. Uh, who's going to be our third, though? I just want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on that. Well, we could look to grab Aaron Rodgers down here and then just prioritize Reverend Fryermuth if he's not off the board already, which just did a sneaky little third stack in there. Wish I knew who Diggs was playing for, but um, if we did that, we still have Tucker on the board, Debo Samuel, but I don't think I want Debo Samuel when I took Diggs. If one of my guys doesn't land, but I don't think you can willingly lean into two of those guys. Yeah, we'll look. If we grab Rogers, we can look to grab Bernard later too. His ADP is 183, and we're gonna be 177. So yeah, we could grab him here. I mean, we're at 184, but if we just wanted to get that stack, so I think actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab Aaron Rodgers, and then I'll look to grab Jeremy Bernard on the way back. Right? We don't want one of the running backs, do we? Samson's still on the board. Interesting. Where are we at with running back? We're at five. I think I can grab my six at the end. I like the idea of grabbing Rodgers here and then just getting Jeremy Bernard later. I think that could be a sneaky little thing. I say that, and I went right past my pick, and it gave me Jawan Jennings. Goodness, dude. Well, all good in the hood. It doesn't really. It doesn't really make the difference. I mean, it's not going to win me the 10K, that's for sure. Jawan Johnson. Actually, I like Jawan Johnson. So that's actually a great tight end number one. That is totally fine. And I mean, honestly, when you draft Prescott, like you're betting this team, Prescott needs to stay healthy. CeeDee Lamb needs to be the CeeDee Lamb of old, and Joe Burrow needs to stay healthy. Like that's the bet we made on this team. So, um, like this team's not winning $10,000 or any $1,000 if those things aren't kind of somewhat true. So all good. These late round picks, I mean, they can make the difference if you. I think the biggest. Obviously, other than just kind of screwing the pooch, no pun intended, with your construction, right, and not getting the sixth running back or the seventh wide receiver or whatever. Besides that, these late rounds don't really make a difference, with the exception of in these last two rounds, if you think there's a guy who is going to be Puka Nakua 2.0 and you find him and you get him there, you win the league. You can win the bid money. Besides that, like this is all chalk. This is all marginal sort of like. Look, we might even get Rogers on the way back here. It's super cool. Although this is probably where I would have tried to shoot my shot at Bernard, but we might get both. So all good. Two quarterbacks, two quarterbacks, and these guys both went. I mean, if you consider Murray, elite, these guys both went double elite QB, so they're probably going to take him. Oh, Rogers does that. Okay, so someone else was on that track. Who? So who's down here? Smith, Brissett. Yeah, I don't like any of these guys. Um, we didn't get Concepcion, did we? Oh, we did. But is Deshaun Washington going to be the starter down there? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Um, or maybe he is. I don't know. Problem is, I don't know if any of these guys are going to be playing all season, right? But I guess that doesn't really make that big of a difference. Let's take, yeah, let's take Deshaun Watson. It's fine. All right. We need two more tight ends and I think one more wide receiver. Uh, two more tight ends. And I guess a wide receiver. Yeah, maybe Watson wasn't good there. Should have taken one more RB. Yeah, it's a problem with 3-3. Kind of sucks. All right. So Gunnar Hell on the way back through. Let's grab him. Um, and then whoever at the end, just start flattening these guys because it doesn't make any difference. Maybe it's not bad. Uh, Darhel. Cool. Thank you. Love that. So Johnson actually was a good thing. That works out because we have a. I mean, he has. I think he's gonna have some boom weeks. He showed boom weeks, right? He'll have some busts, but that's why we're gonna have three of these guys. Uh, yeah, we'll see who comes through. Whether we take the third one in the last round or because these guys are all the same. Doesn't matter. Or whether we take them here and then wrap around and see. All right, looking at the board, I think this was the right approach at the beginning. We're evaluating our draft. Like this is great through five, even six, seven, eight's fine too. Yeah, that's good. I think this middle round is fine. I think this is fine. Yeah, maybe we didn't need Watson. Maybe we didn't need a third QB. Maybe Ward and Prescott was enough, and that would allow us to pick up a sixth running back and a seventh wide receiver, and still have three tight ends. But whatever. Um, Yeah, Bernard is who I will take. Should he be available? We're still a few picks off, though, right? Yeah. And then we'll grab whoever, Stowers or whoever. But this drafter to my left has done this a couple of times. This okay, cool. What are you watching me? I'm not live yet. You can't. All right, it's fine. Hurst is fine. I don't think it matters. And then Terrence Ferguson and Joku. I don't really want Ferguson. Uh, yeah. Did a flyer on Njoku. Maybe he does something down there in Charger land. Who knows? Yeah, overall, like the team. This is a single entry, so I better like the team. This is the shot for this one. So, is this a $10,000 team? If I'm being honest with myself, no, this is not a $10,000 team. I don't know if this is even an $80,000 team, and I don't think we made any mistakes drafting it. So I don't know. Maybe this is the best you can do from nine. Certainly not. But this was a tough lobby. All these folks are pretty well built. There was a little bit of folks taking their flyers, right? Pulling London up here, pulling Barkley up here. But besides that, everybody built out correctly. Um, you know, even 12, who just went on a wide receiver bonanza, then picked up Dowdle, Warren Brooks, Robinson, Lloyd. You know, not sure who Lloyd is. I got to study up on him, but all right, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. We're going to be posting a ton of these right up until the NFL season starts. So thanks for checking out the channel. See you in the next one.